This is my model, Nadine. And when I met with Nadine, I could quickly see that her haircut and the style was elongating her face. So I wanted to create a much more rounded shape. I just came in first on her sides and clip her over comb and just created a more, get it closer to the head, above the ears, and in the back. But you'll notice that I'm picking the hair up around the hairline with my comb and leaving a little length down at the bottom. That's just so I can come back and keep it really feminine and see what the hairline is going to do according to its natural growth patterns, and then design from there at the end.
We've got the sides looking, like the shape we want. We've built some shape out here. I'm going to come back in and soften this up and detail it a little bit more.
And in this side by side, we can really see the difference in the shape on the sides of her head.
But with her head shape the way it is, you can see that this peaks at the top, even with it laying down, right? So what we want to do is create more width here. So this flatter, build more shape out to the sides. The other issue that we're going to address is this front right here. Right now, this is where she has a lot of hair sitting right here. Her natural texture in the front is quite unruly. So we're going to go a lot shorter in here and create a round framing, round face.
So I'm just going to feel her head shape and then place my comb and see where that head shape changes and section that part out, because that's the part that's going to come forward and really count more like a fringe area, and clip that out of my way.
Okay, so this hair in the front is just really heavy. You can see how this is just all falling really heavy towards the face. And I want to release all of that weight. So I'm actually going to bring the hair back. So now I'm taking that weight out in the front and still maintain a little bit of length there so that I can play with her details. And that already looks smaller, which is what we need for the top. And you notice that I pulled everything up and back, and I didn't follow it around and take these corners off because I need that length to fill in around her recession area. So it's filling in here and here where I need it because I'm going to go more round here, so I need these edges. So now from the front, I've got this short hair here. Let's see how much length I have back here. And I have this length here. And I don't even want it that long there, just because of her head shape. I want this to be the shortest going across. Okay. So I'm going to look at her head shape first. You see she starts to dip right here, and then it comes here, and then it comes here, which is what I just cut that portion right there. Okay. So I'm going to go shorter right in here, and then I'll have a guide from here to here for this plane. So again, what I did was I looked at her head shape here. and I can see their head shape dips right there. And I want to have the shortest piece right here where those two planes connect. And then I over directed the hair to that point and cut everything as a straight line across because I want to maintain the length on the sides. Alright, so what I've done here, her head shape on the top of her head, it comes to a point. And so what I'm really trying to do is balance by adding more weight on each side. And from this angle, from a profile angle, trying to make this look like the shortest hair. So what I've done in this area right here where she's got this growth pattern and this hair falls to the back of her head, and naturally this hair grows this way. So what I want to do, I'm going to include that when I'm cutting it. I'm not going to cut it like it's going to go to the back because it's not. It's going to live forward. So what I've done is cut this as part of this area. So I took that hair to that point where that head shape changes, right there to there. Took all of this hair, brought it to that point, and I'm going to cut it straight across. I'm leaving the length on the sides because, again, I want to build shape out here and keep it small in the middle. Now I'm going to go from this shortest point to this shortest point here.
So this is going to create my guide for that mohawk section. So I'm going to come down on each side of this guide and cut a straight line across. Because her head shape dips down and I'm bringing that hair straight up, I'm increasing the length on the sides, and that's going to build shape in that area for her.
Now, right in here where she has this growth pattern, and this hair grows forward and this hair comes to the back. What I don't want, even though I needed this to be really short in here to get a more rounded shape, I don't want it to look really short here and then long here, even though I need all of this weight. So what I'm going to go in and do is take one section, pull it as far as I can go, and just cut a little bit off so that I get a little bit of shorter piece on top while maintaining the length here. Okay, so what I want to do right here in the front, I've maintained a little bit of that length, but I still want to go a little bit shorter and a little bit piecier right around the face. So I'm going to go in with a razor and just really design this front area for her.
In her previous cut, the recession area got a little bit short. And so remember, I wanted to keep that front really rounded. So I'm going in and taking that a little bit shorter and piecier right in the center.
So I'm going to go in and just around the ears, just soften this line with a razor.
This can also be achieved by point cutting with your scissors if you're not as comfortable with a razor yet. I just enjoy using a razor. It's quick and it's fun, and it really does give a very soft, feminine look, especially around the ears and around the face and neckline.
I'm going to go in and really define this better around her face. And then here where I left weight on the two sides, see how this is being styled over? So it's creating a little more weight right in here than what I want. So I'll still have the shape I need on the side of her head. I just don't need all that weight here. So I'm going to pull this over, or direct it towards me. And remove that extra length just on this side. So what I've done is just pull this hair to where it parts, because if we look at how it's styled because of this cowlet, we're going to bring this forward and over. So it was building too much weight because that hair is falling that way.
Now I'm going to go in and add a little bit more detail. Where I've gone in with a razor around her face. Sometimes a razor can leave your ends a little bit too thin, and that doesn't look good. So I'm just going in and taking any ends off that look too thin. And then the other thing you're going to see me doing here is notching some hair out. What I found was I used to do a lot of point cutting around the face to try to get this really piecey look. And it felt like I was point cutting all day to try to get the shape that I want. And I found that if I would just go in and remove, like chunks of hair, that I could get it a lot more piecey looking. Here in the back, I'm just going to use my edger. And I'm doing the same thing that I did in the front, but I'm just using my edger this time. I'm taking off any thin hairs and then going in and notching out hair, just using her natural hairline to show me how that hair is going to live. And here we have the finished result. This was so much fun, and it really did look so good on her, and she felt so beautiful. And at the end of the day, that's what we all want to do.